Juneteenth celebrates the freeing of the last enslaved Americans on June 19th, 1865, as a result of the Emancipation Proclamation. But let's dig deeper. Introduction by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., How It All Started, 1619, Abraham Lincoln and the Emancipation Proclamation, Harriet Tubman and After Slavery, Beginnings of Juneteenth, Spiritual Singers, Juneteenth Becomes a Holiday, Closing with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and credits.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice.
On August 1619, aboard the English privateer ship White Lion, 20 to 30 enslaved individuals at Hampton, Virginia, marked the arrival of the first recorded Africans to North America. For hundreds of years, there was profit to be made by the shipping of black Africans to the West. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln claimed the presidency. His views on slavery varied, but always with an emphasis on preserving the Union. Regardless of Lincoln's views, the blight of slavery had gone on for centuries, and the need to end its injustice was long overdue.
Guide my feet, Lord, while I run this race. Yes, Lord, guide my feet while I run this race. Oh, Lord, guide my feet, Lord, while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain.
The Emancipation Proclamation was issued by Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. The proclamation freed enslaved Americans and declared an end to slavery in the Confederate States. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued unilaterally as an executive order by President Lincoln. But there was no law enacted by Congress to authorize the Emancipation Proclamation. On June 30th, 1865, Gerald Gordon Grange, who was in charge of Union troops in Texas, issued General Order No. 3 enforcing the Emancipation Proclamation. The 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified in December 1865 when slavery was formally abolished. It was not until the end of the Civil War in 1865 that Union troops reached remote southern areas in the Confederacy, like Texas, to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. Of enslaved Americans before and after the Emancipation Proclamation, Harriet Tubman and members of the Underground Railroad freed many enslaved Americans. These acts of freedom were totally independent of the federal government and the Emancipation Proclamation. Although the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment to the Constitution freed enslaved Americans, the Reconstruction era was a step backwards in freedom and civil rights. The beginnings of Juneteenth, 1866. freedmen in Texas organized the first annual celebration of Juneteenth. Although now freed black people were prohibited to celebrate Juneteenth or other festivities in public because black Americans were barred from the use of public parks in Texas. In 1872, black citizens in Texas raised money to purchase 10 acres for a public park in Houston for Juneteenth celebrations. It was eventually named Emancipation Park.
I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me all along my pilgrim journey. Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me.
In 2021, President Biden signed the bill passed by Congress to make Juneteenth a federal holiday.
Only have we come a long, long way. We still have a long, long way to go.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole world to hear. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole wide world to hear.